We handle them just about every day when we grab something to eat or go grocery shopping, but what you may not know is printed receipts could be exposing you to chemicals that may disrupt hormones in our bodies.
Investigative reporter Amy Hudak took a deep dive into what's on our receipts and learned what you can do to limit exposure to toxic chemicals.
We shopped all around Pittsburgh, collecting receipts from retailers.
Got my receipts, and we'll send this one off to be tested too.
Together, 11 Investigates and our Cox Media Group sister stations collected 245 receipts from 150 businesses across 8 states. I got to work numbering each receipt.
2, 2, 4.
Folding them print side in to avoid contamination, logging the location.
We've got our spreadsheet here.
The date of purchase.
7/25 of this year.
And the retailer. Then we stuffed them into an envelope.
Addressed and off to the lab.
They were off to the Ecology Center in Ann Arbor, Michigan, where Jillian Miller analyzes data to determine which chemicals are in the thermal coating on receipt paper.
Unfortunately, the coating on there that allows this fast thermal printing process contains hazardous chemicals historically.
Most receipts used to contain bisphenol A, or BPA,
which is now very well known as a hormone disrupting chemical that's associated with a lot of developmental effects and potentially contributing to cancer risk and various other disease risk.
6 out of 245 receipts we tested at the Ecology Center contained BPA. That's less than 2.5%. None were from national chains. While most retailers have moved away from BPA, it's often replaced with bisphenol S, or BPS,
which actually turns out to be a similarly hazardous chemical.
BPS was in 80% of the receipts we tested. Laura Vandenberg is a researcher at UMass Amherst.
The reason why we worry about a chemical like BPA and BPS is that when they get into our bodies, they act like estrogen and disrupt other hormones in our bodies. When we look at people who have higher levels of exposure, they're more likely to have metabolic disease, they're more likely to have neurological conditions, they're more likely to develop certain cancers, infertility problems.
Vandenberg says these are chemicals we shouldn't be exposed to and we should keep away from our children.
You can change their development in ways that you can't unchange later on.
Scientists say retail employees have the highest level of exposure to chemicals on receipts, and studies have shown that workers who have regular contact with receipts have 30% more BPA or BPS in their bodies. We collected 6 receipts from Target stores in different states. One contained BPS, despite Target's 2020 commitment to go phenol-free. 3 out of 5 receipts from Walgreens contained BPS, even though the pharmacy giant promised to move to phenol-free receipt paper by the end of 2023. Costco store receipts were phenol-free, but one gas station receipt contained BPS, which Costco says it's working to phase out at gas pumps. Locally, Sheetz, Giant Eagle, and Coons receipts all contained BPS. Each of the companies said they're going to work with their paper supplier to move to phenol-free paper. Giant Eagle made the commitment to make this transition to a better option in a matter of weeks. CVS also offers a digital receipt option, which the pharmacy chain says saves millions of yards of receipt paper each year and ensures our recycling is not contaminated with chemicals like BPA or BPS.
We're going to start playing what we call chemical whack-a-mole, right? Down goes with BPA, down goes BPS. What pops up next instead?
So next time you're in line, ordering food or coffee,
say no thanks when it comes to a paper receipt. Why would you think that what's on this receipt is hazardous if we're handing it to you in a place where you eat, or if we're handing it to you at the grocery store, right? You would not, this isn't the fault of people.
And we can't necessarily avoid receipts entirely. So if you are handling them, don't use hand sanitizer because the alcohol actually makes the chemicals absorb into your skin even more. So stick to hand washing. Also want to note 15% of the receipts we tested contained phenol-free alternatives. Those receipts were from national chains, including Starbucks, Trader Joe's, CVS, Marshall's, TJ Maxx, and Home Goods, among others. Amy Hudak, Channel 11 News.